All right, what up, St. Louis? How you guys doing? Great pleasure of mine and Fox 2 News to host the 2023 Mayor's Business Luncheon with Mayor Tashara O. Jones and the St. Louis. Yeah, go ahead and put them together for her one time while we got her up there. I notice you have an empty seat next to you, Mayor Jones. If you need a +1, I'll be conveniently located right next to you shortly. All right, we want to shout out to St. Louis Development Corporation as well. We're all here to recognize all their efforts they've been doing over the last year. Spirit of St. Louis definitely still here. We're going to keep this thing moving. Annual celebration of businesses and organizations and the people who played major roles over the past year in the city's continued growth and development. So real quick, they told me I could ad-lib a little bit. The thing about ad-libbing is I'm supposed to go to work on Monday. The things I might say might interfere with that. So is there anybody here from the state of Kansas? Anybody? All right, I'll tell you a quick story before we get into this. I was living in Kansas just over 2 years ago. And I'm at the butcher block at a grocery store. It's Dillon's. So like our little grocery stores here. Old buddy says, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, man, I'm good. How your day going? And he goes, man, beats living in Missouri. I'm like, oh, you got, okay. Well, I'd never been to Missouri. I just moved to this part of the country in the last 3 years. So I was like, I can't judge Missouri if I haven't been to Missouri. After living in St. Louis in almost 3 years now, I will gladly take St. Louis on its worst day over Kansas City on its best day. Because St. Louis is a world city. Kansas City is a glorified outlet mall with a football team who won a couple Super Bowls in the last 30 years. And we still got one from the Rams, just saying. But here's why St. Louis is a world city. From Union Station Aquarium to Centene Stadium and the St. Louis SC soccer team, as well as North City. Undefeated architecture in that part of the city. There's always gonna be new things to do in our city as well. We are excited about the city, and we hope you leave today feeling just as excited as we are. And if you don't believe me about my excitement, I'm personally invested my own money in the city as far as buying a couple of buildings. So I now am the proud owner of 2 buildings, 1 building and a vacant lot that I look forward to adding to as we continue to do things in the city of St. Louis. I won't tell you the address because our bricks are better than everybody else's bricks. I want to keep those bricks. I'm gonna rebuild with those bricks. But we're headed in the right direction, I promise you. I promise you. You don't believe me? I came here from the West Coast. My friends came from Los Angeles. Who's ringing that bell? You want me to stop? All right, we'll move along. All right. We're going to go ahead and bring on Pastor Holder for the invocation. Can we please welcome to the stage Pastor Greg Holder, pastor of Crossing Church.
And I promise this prayer won't be so long as that you have to ding me off. So would you pray with me? And you know what? If you don't pray, then let me pray for us. Heavenly Father, I come before you now. You're the maker of heaven and earth. And I'm so grateful that we get to be here. I pray that you will bless this time that we're here. We're grateful for SLDC. We're grateful for all the work that has gone into this day. I pray that you will bless this luncheon. But God, in a world torn apart by war and hatred and heartache and terror, we need you. I pray that you'll bring healing and protection in these times in a country that is so divided and so distrustful of each other. God, we need you. Show us a way forward. We have to get things done in this country. But in a city we love and in a region we champion, we need you. I pray that you would bless Mayor Jones, her entire administration, all government officials, Lord, the corporations, the small businesses, the nonprofits that are represented here today, Lord, may they thrive in the coming years. We need you. I pray, Lord, in a region that has long-standing divides and deep wounds, that you'll show us a way forward, that you'll show us how to work together like never before. Give us wisdom and courage. May there be creative collaborations that spark from conversations today. May there be fresh ideas, Lord. May there just be hope that starts to blow through here. And God, I'm just going to say it out loud. I believe you're here. I believe you hear my voice. And I believe that we are doing this for our children's children's children. So may there come a day when people look back and say, there were people in St. Louis that decided to do something extraordinary. Help us to lean in, to listen, to laugh, to lament together. I absolutely believe that you hear my voice, and I'm convinced that you are not finished with me, with us, or with this city. So I'm asking all this now in the name of my Savior, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Holder. That's beautiful. We appreciate that. We will not take nearly as long to get this bell ring as we move forward in our luncheon. We know you guys got places to be. At this luncheon, we got one rule. Leave the phones on, please, during lunch. We want you to tweet and trend post selfies and congratulate the award winners. It's real simple. The hashtag is hashtag SDLBizLunch. The Wi-Fi network and password are shown on the screen. It's pretty simple to do. Let's go ahead and take the lights down real quick because we want to welcome a man who is from here, is giving back to here, and is continuing to help this city grow as far as he can take it, with everybody else is going to help him. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together in welcoming to the stage Neil Richardson, President and CEO of the St. Louis Development Corporation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate the opening remarks. We don't have a football team, but we do have a football team known as St. Louis City SC, and they just kicked KC butt the other night. So let's give a hand clap for that. But before I get started, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, God, for giving me the wisdom, the courage, the ability to stand before you all today to talk about the great work that we've done in the city of St. Louis under the leadership of Mayor Tashara O. Jones. So again, thank you, Ty, and thank you all for joining us for the 2023 Mayor's Business Luncheon. The St. Louis Development Corporation is once again honored to partner with Mayor Tashara O. Jones to bring you today's celebration of the businesses and organizations who have uniquely contributed to the overall success of our city and whose presence is felt throughout our community. We appreciate your commitments to St. Louis and look forward to working with each and every one of you on a continuous basis every day. So today's event would not be possible without the great support of the St. Louis business community. I want to first recognize our platinum sponsors, Ameren and Downtown North. Let's give them a hand clap for making it possible for us to be here today. I also would like to recognize our gold sponsors, BJC, Edward Jones, First Bank, Procter & Gamble, the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, Trinal, Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, U.S. Bank, and Washington University. Let's all give them a hand clap as well. And again, they help sponsor, help fund to ensure that we have the great food that you're eating today, the great ambiance that we are experiencing today, along with our silver sponsors and our bronze sponsors. So again, I want to thank you all for contributing and believing and investing in our city to ensure that we are showing St. Louis off in the way that it deserves. Let's give everyone a hand clap for the sponsorships and support. I have the great privilege of leading a great team at SLDC. So on behalf of our entire team, I want to thank everyone that's in the room today. Each one of you are very important to the climate of success we are building in St. Louis, and we're so glad you're here celebrating with us today. We also need to provide some shout outs to some other special people who work all year to ensure that St. Louis is a great city. First, let me recognize our host and the exquisite Mayor Tashara O. Jones for her support, her guidance, her leadership, her vision, her unflinching belief in the future of our city. Every day I have the privilege of working alongside someone who is not just committed in today, but is willing to make the sacrifices and the investments for the future of St. Louis to ensure that no one is left behind and everyone has the opportunity to thrive. SLDC appreciates your partnership, Mayor Jones, with your office, with your staff that work tirelessly every day to turn your vision into reality. In addition to Mayor Jones, I'd like to also acknowledge all the city, state, and local elected officials, their staff, and cabinet members. If you are here representing them, please stand and be recognized. I see some cabinet members not standing up. Come on now. I'd also like to give a special thank you to the President of the Board of Aldermen, Ms. Megan Green, and her staff, along with all members of the 2023-2024 Board of Aldermen. Thank you, Mayor and Board of Aldermen, for entrusting SLDC with approximately $112 million of the American Rescue Plan Act funds to stand up 12 new programs to drive economic justice forward, to ensure that we are building a more vibrant, just, and growing economy where all people can thrive. It could have been easy for us to deploy these resources in a very quick fashion, but through the Mayor and the Board of Aldermen's partnership, we've been strategic and thoughtful to ensure that these resources that we invest today are the seed and the down payment on the future success of the city of St. Louis. So I commend you all for your leadership, your thoughtfulness, and your strategic vision to ensure that we are very critical about how we set up the future foundation for our growth and our economy in the city. I also want to recognize the St. Louis Public School Boards, the faculty, and their staff. Over the past year, SLPS has been willing to not only have a presence at the negotiation table when it comes to development projects, but they have created strategic partnerships with the likes of Procter & Gamble to ensure that all of our youth are not left behind but have opportunities to experience living and thriving wage jobs. Next, I'd like to show my gratitude to our partners in development, the city and state economic development staff and organizations that help us close so many of the great economic development deals that you all take for granted, and I even take for granted every day. I want to recognize Mr. Rodney Krim, the Executive Director and CEO of the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, and his staff, the members of Greater St. Louis, Inc., Missouri Department of Economic Development, and the Missouri Development Finance Board. At the local level, I'd like to take a moment to recognize some special volunteers. If you all didn't know, SLDC is responsible for managing 9 development boards that have tools and resources that attract talent, businesses, employers to our region. And they show up every day to do a thankless job, receive criticisms and critique on some of the decisions that they're making on a volunteer basis. But they are committed to our city. And those development board directors, I want to recognize you for a moment because you all push St. Louis City forward and you help SLDC achieve those great visions and those great projects that we want to see move forward every day. So the members of the various boards ranging from our Land Utilization Authority, the LCRA, to the Port Authority, and others, can you please stand and be recognized for a moment? Please accept my personal appreciation for your continued service, and thank you again for being present with us today. I would be remiss if I did not also acknowledge our interdepartmental agency partners, such as the Community Development Administration, Planning and Urban Design Agency, SLATE, the St. Louis Agency for Training and Employment, the Missouri Business Development and Technology Centers, Department of Health and Human Services, and the Affordable Housing Commission. In partnership with these departmental agencies, we have been working to deploy over $286 million of the American Rescue Plan Act towards economic justice. We value your partnership. And last but certainly not least, please join me in recognizing the 80+ employees of SLDC that have dedicated their time, energy, and talent not only to the future of St. Louis, but also to ensure that we are creating an equitable economic development process and operations that will support us for the future to come. Will the staff please stand? So these are the 2023 SLDC Mayor's Business Luncheon staff and host. Thanks again for your hard work and every day being up to the challenge to make St. Louis better. And I made all of those remarks and made sure that everyone was recognized because I also want the business community or other nonprofit organizations to see the amount of people that are working tirelessly every day to create a better St. Louis. Sometimes you may ask questions like, is the city actually working towards addressing issues downtown? Or are they addressing issues in North St. Louis or South St. Louis? Believe me, when I wake up every day, I wake up to people who are calling passionate about those challenges. And we have a staff and administration that wake up every day that are excited about addressing those challenges head on and providing the resources, the information to ensure that we achieve the greatest St. Louis possible. It truly takes a village of corporate champions, neighborhood advocates, public officials, volunteers, and more to keep economic development strong in our region. And at SLDC, we strive to not only promote economic development in our city, but also to be active members of our community. Because we understand that we cannot achieve our goals or build trust without taking concrete and actionable steps in community and creating lasting relationships with the people in St. Louis and from St. Louis. So I want to take a little bit longer on bragging on my team. This group of wonderful people, so committed to this city, they took a day, a Friday at that, to go out and celebrate and engage in our inaugural SLDC Serves Day. We spent the entire day doing community service projects, pitching in and helping out 8 nonprofit organizations around the city. SLDC staffers volunteered their time in the classroom with organizations such as Cornerstone Early Childhood Center, helping with transitional living programs at Epworth, sorting donations at the Little Bit Foundation, cleaning up at Mission St. Louis Home First Property, packing books at Ready Readers, gardening at various Seeds STL locations, and engaging with guests about animals and conservation at the zoo, and beautifying our Northside Economic Empowerment Center. So thank you again, SLDC team, for the passionate purpose you bring not only to our organization, but to the great city that we serve as well. I am truly blessed to have a phenomenal team that is committed to our purpose. Let's give them another hand. I'd like to give one last special thank you before we get into the final remarks. I want to recognize Ms. Donna Campbell. This is Donna's 21st year organizing the St. Louis City Mayor's Business Luncheon, and we appreciate her hard work to make today's success. So Donna, I don't know where you're at, but I want you to stand up so everybody can recognize you. Thank you for your hard work. So over the past year, SLDC has made significant investments in staff, growing our team and our talent from 68 to now over 80 people within our organization, with the plan to hire up to 90 people before the end of the year. So as we're making these strategic investments into people, into talent, it's about us being able to do the work. Because the first thing that Mayor Jones told me when I joined her administration is we're about doing the work. We're not just talking about words on a paper, we're not just talking about speeches, but we're about getting our hands dirty and doing the work, and it takes a team of people to do that. So that's why it's been critical for us to build that team in order to achieve those goals. We have been busy recruiting top talent from across the country, even bringing some of the people who have left St. Louis for other cities back to our city to work for our city and improve our lives of the community every day. So as you look around the room, you will see a team that's focused on empowering, developing, and transforming the city to ensure that all people can thrive. And you will continue to hear that theme throughout this day, because Mayor Jones is committed to not ensuring that our residents, our businesses, not only exist, but we're focused on how do we ensure that they thrive. And I can't believe that last year, when we launched the Economic Justice Action Plan, what a great party that was. We set a record last year of 1,000 people, and I would like to announce today that we broke that record this year. So give you all, again, a hand clap for showing up for Mayor Jones and the business community today. I often say the event last year was an opportunity to reintroduce SLDC to St. Louis. We launched our SLDC brand, officially rolled out the Economic Justice Action Plan, and introduced you to our new process for vetting economic development incentives. Today, I have the privilege of sharing all of the great work that we've been busy doing over the last year. As I hope you've heard since we gathered here last, as outlined in the Economic Justice Action Plan, SLDC is investing an unprecedented number of resources in North St. Louis City, which has been neglected for far too long. We also recognize there are unique challenges that must be addressed in South St. Louis, downtown, and every one of our 79 neighborhoods across our city. My parents, who are actually here today, taught me at an early age, when I attempted to avoid a chore or complain that I'm too busy as a teenager, that I can walk and chew bubble gum. I'm blessed with 10 fingers and 10 toes, a sound mind, a sound body, and with the good plan and balance, I can get it all done. And those lessons throughout my life and career have stayed with me. Because the goal is not to further divide our city, but it's to unify our city, because when we work together, we thrive. While other areas in North and South City are priorities, we are being strategic about how we make decisions and investments to ensure that every neighborhood is not carrying the burden of our commercial districts, but we are empowering and leveraging the commercial districts to lead the change and transformation in those neighborhoods through quality jobs, infrastructure, access to affordable housing, health care, and healthy food, and partnering with educational institutions to ensure every youth can realize their dreams in their hometown, just like I've had the privilege and the blessing to be able to do as well. One thing that we can agree on as a city is that St. Louis is a sports town. Is that right? We love our Cardinals. We love our SC City. We love our Battlehawks. Kaka. But economic development is also a team sport. And we all have a position and a role to play to ensure that St. Louis wins. Because when every one of us is able to participate and contribute at our full potential, we all rise. And in one short year, I am proud to share our progress on how we've taken steps forward in the right direction. We've made tremendous strides by offering resources to small businesses, creating access to affordable housing, supporting neighborhoods and communities, and making policy updates to ensure our work is more transparent as well as being more equitable. The economic empowerment pillar of the action plan states, we will invest in an ecosystem that provides opportunities for businesses to launch, grow, and sustain their operations, and also create the workforce of the future through mentorship, training, and quality jobs. This is embodied in the pillar through our Northside Economic Empowerment Center, which officially opened in Sumner High School Annex in January of this year. The NEEC, as we call it, is a one-stop shop that provides access to resources for residents that need to start or grow a business. Led by Ms. Stacy Fowler and her amazing team, the NEEC is focused on improving economic ability for the community through jobs, workforce, and skill training. There are true resources that are being leveraged in the heart of the community, and we are willing to be able to serve and meet people where they are. And since opening our new center in January of this year, we've served over 700 residents and businesses out the Northside Economic Empowerment Center. The success of the NEEC has shown us there's a tremendous need for these services. And today, I'm excited to share an important announcement about SLDC furthering their investments and presence in North St. Louis. This is something that the mayor and I talked about for a long time, and it's finally coming to fruition. Earlier this week, SLDC acquired the former Killark Electric site located at the corner of Vanderventer and Dr. MLK Boulevard. It is a 150,000 square foot facility situated on 15 acres, 3 city blocks on our major corridor of MLK. In the coming months, we plan to stabilize and transform this building into a world-class workforce development hub for the entire region. So when we talk about long-term investments, it's not just about putting money in a place. We are proud to be able to plant our flag in the heart of North City as an anchor along one of the major corridors that we are focused on and we are committed to through the Economic Justice Action Plan. This is a long-term investment in the future of St. Louis, and we look forward to opening our doors to a community in 2024. I'm almost getting chills thinking about it, because this site will be a catalyst for so many young people, a beacon of hope in their neighborhood, that they have opportunities that are close by them where they don't have to leave their city, they don't have to leave their neighborhood, but they can make an impact where they live today and build a family for the future. In May, a short 14 months after launching the Small Business Grant Fund, SLDC announced that we have awarded over 900 businesses in all 14 wards across the city with $5,000 grants. That was $4.5 million invested in 72 neighborhoods. As you all can imagine, giving out $5,000 to 900 businesses, that took an enormous amount of work and coordination. So I want to give a shout out to my team for really leading that, especially the neighborhood managers. And we talked about being strategic. This small business grant program directly infused much needed capital into businesses that are located within HUD qualified census tracts in North St. Louis and South City, which means the dollars reached parts of the city that have been long neglected and traditionally faced access challenges with capital. These grant funds were used to help with payroll, rent, mortgage, utilities, PPE, and other information and resources to help businesses be able to respond to COVID and then be resilient in the things that we are moving forward with to support those small businesses. And more good news, the Board of Aldermen, in partnership with SLDC and the Mayor's Office, are allocating over $37 million to support small businesses in North St. Louis City. These resources will ultimately be able to provide access to capital for businesses to improve their facade, to cover their payroll, but also to ensure that they are scaling for the future. Reminder, the deadline is to apply is October 30th. So if you don't get your application in by October 30th, you will not qualify. So don't call me or the mayor after October 30th because it's closed. But we expect to approve those applications and deploy funds through the end of fourth quarter 2023 early into 2024. Another special announcement as it relates to affordable housing. Last October, we learned that SLDC secured $50 million in new market tax credits to assist local development projects. If you already know, SLDC has been the most successful municipality in the country when it comes to new market tax credit awards, receiving over $543 million in tax credit authority. And as we are moving forward towards driving economic justice forward, this round of new market tax credits is helping attract more private investment that's desperately needed in economically distressed areas of the city. Closing those financing gaps, the new market tax credit program enables investors to make larger investments that would otherwise not be possible. The new market tax credit program has been a tremendous tool for the city. We have financed over 100 real estate developments for businesses, both for profit and nonprofit, resulting in the creation and retention of over 6,700 jobs in the city of St. Louis. And over the last couple of years, we've had some exciting projects to talk about. One of those is an $8 million new market tax credit award to Doorways, a nonprofit that provides housing and supportive services to St. Louisans affected by HIV and AIDS. The new Doorways campus opened in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood in North St. Louis last year and is being recognized with today's Quality of Life Award. It's exciting to see these investments really come full circle. One of the investments that I'm really excited about is, as a board of directors, we've worked on investing in a new way of leveraging the new market tax credits, of supporting affordable home ownership opportunities in neighborhoods that have not seen mortgages originated in over a decade. We have leveraged the new market tax credit capital and the American Rescue Plan Act to finance these projects in partnership with Tabernacle, Community Development Corporation, as well as with Habitat for Humanity. These projects will create for-sale units targeting individuals that are at 80% AMI or below. And this was the first time in history that SLDC thought innovatively around how we can provide more affordable home ownership opportunities. This creates wealth in neighborhoods. This creates opportunity for people to stay in place and not just continue to rent their homes, but have home ownership in the neighborhoods that they love and want to grow in. Since the day we've closed these transactions, Tabernacle and Habitat have went immediately to work building and rehabbing close to 50 homes in North and South St. Louis. Affordable housing helps families, again, build generational wealth, which makes it critical for those investments to bring home ownership opportunities for working families, and it takes those dilapidated houses that we all see and see the pressure of, and bringing them as powerful assets towards our overall tax base in our city. We've also committed $10 million to the redevelopment and the expansion of the Urban League headquarters at 1408 North Kings Highway Boulevard. Michael McMillan gives me a hard time every time we talk about this because he feels like I'm not old enough to remember it was the Sears building, but I remember. I got my driver's license there, so as many of you have, I'm sure, in this room. We've also committed $7 million to benefit St. Louis Symphony Orchestra's new 3,660 square foot education and learning center, which is attached to the larger Paul Hall expansion project. The Learning Center will support a variety of uses, including rehearsal space for the Unison Choir, the St. Louis Symphony Chorus and Youth Orchestra, as well as other educational programs, serving 250,000 plus students and 1,600 teachers annually, from public lectures to immersive performance, receptions, and community gatherings. Let's give a hand clap for the St. Louis Symphony. And last but not least, I want to talk about our investment and partnership with the Ronald McDonald House. We've committed up to $6 million to support the Ronald McDonald House charities, to support their ongoing development of a $30 million construction project located at 4321 Shoto Avenue. This project in Forest Park Southeast will bring 72 rooms and will significantly improve the experience of the families staying in that area. This added capacity from the new house will allow Ronald McDonald to serve approximately 450 additional families each year, 40% more than its current capacity. So these new market tax credits, they seem like this fictitious thing that just comes and goes, but it actually is making impact in the lives of our people, our businesses, and our neighborhoods every day. And to support neighborhood capacity building and further activate the neighborhood transformation pillar of the Economic Justice Action Plan, we launched our new neighborhood management team in February of this year. Under the leadership of Lance Knuckles, we hired 9 neighborhood managers that were deployed across all 79 neighborhoods in the city of St. Louis to support planning, align resources, and drive partnerships for implementation on community-driven plans and initiatives. The focus of this neighborhood management team is facilitating responsive, coordinated efforts with the public, from business owners, neighborhood associations, community development corporations, and other community groups to promote and initiate equitable economic growth and development. Since February, the neighborhood management team has attended or participated in over 100 meetings with community organizations throughout the 79 neighborhoods. So let's give them a hand clap for their hard work. And last month, we were able to bring on our Vice President of Neighborhood Transformation to lead this group long-term, Mr. Darrell Smith. He will provide operational leadership, coordination between residents, community partners, and developers. Let's give a hand clap for Mr. Darrell. We are excited about his leadership and his influence that he will have on directing and implementing programs and projects that support community engagement and interagency cooperation. Another effort that you all may be familiar with, as you all may have seen, the $1.7 billion investment of the National Geospatial Agency. But to ensure, as the Mayor Jones always says, that development just doesn't happen to the community, it happens with the community, we've launched our Project Connect neighborhood initiative that ties public and private sector redevelopment projects in those areas. Project Connect focuses on the 6 neighborhoods surrounding NGA in a way that they can drive and show the needs, the desires, the growth that they want to see in those areas. In those 6 neighborhoods, including St. Louis Place, Old North St. Louis, Jeff Vanderloo, as well as Columbus Square and Hyde Park, are focused on ensuring that their disinvested communities are no longer left behind, but they're part of the future growth of the development of our city. And that all of the residents, all of the businesses, every one of the stakeholders have their voice and vision heard during the planning and redevelopment process. The Project Connect team itself has conducted 100 meetings with those residents from those 6 neighborhoods to ensure that their voices are heard and their voices and their desires are put into the redevelopment plans that get adopted by the city. So as we are bringing forth development projects, as businesses are engaging with the city, they have a clear understanding of what the expectations of the communities are. And I'm excited that we are moving lockstep with community to ensure that their voice and their vision is prioritized. We also have been focused on some significant policy reforms. Last year, we made an effort to make our work more transparent and more equitable. We launched an initiative to review and reform our incentive process and policies. We wanted to make sure that all development projects evaluated through an economic justice lens, and that SLDC engaged with the third party to ensure that we had the best standards across the country implemented into our new process. We also ensured that the community benefits were not an afterthought, but they were the leading part of our process by implementing a community benefit scorecard to improve accountability and transparency throughout the process. We also created a new framework for development projects, moving from hypothetical to actual. We underwent an extensive policy overhaul for our Land Utilization Authority, as many of you know as LRA. And the first time in our history, we took a pause to evaluate, to assess our inventory. LRA is one of the oldest land banks in the country, and it required intentional operational assessment to promote and sustain environmental and housing justice within the city of St. Louis, specifically those areas that have been historically underinvested and underestimated. It was the right thing for us. It was a challenge, but it was the right thing to align our LRA policies and goals on the Economic Justice Action Plan to ensure that all that we did was about creating more equitable outcomes for all our city residents. And in addition to the new LRA sales program, we added a new vice president of our Land Utilization Authority, Mr. Shelton Anderson. Please welcome Shelton Anderson back to St. Louis. Shelton will oversee the physical and financial performance and business strategy of SLDC's land bank properties within the city of St. Louis and LRA. This includes facilitating due diligence, reviewing the operating projects, underwriting for new opportunities, and identifying and implementing ways to ensure that we optimize the use of all of our land bank properties. He will be developing and implementing new strategies to maximize the value of the over 10,000 parcels that the city is responsible for handling and moving back onto the tax roll. This policy reform instills more trust, confidence, and certainty into our work with developers and the public. Taking a closer look at how we evaluate all economic development activity incentives to further grow our city, to attract more residents, and ultimately increase our tax base. As I mentioned earlier, SLDC was awarded over $112 million through the American Rescue Plan Act, and we are utilizing those dollars to sustain it long term. But the public sector cannot be in this journey alone. To really move economic justice forward in our city, we need to commit from the private sector, the philanthropic community, and others, all working to become active and engaged to partner in this important work. And since the public dollars and resources are limited through 2026, SLDC recently created a new strategic growth department that's focused on the big elephant in the room. What are we going to do when all the money is gone after 2026? Well, this group will be strategically focused on ensuring that we can successfully scale and sustain these programs that we are standing up today, and positions us for operating long term. In March, we partnered with the St. Louis Community Foundation to design the Economic Justice Accelerator, which is focused on attracting private and philanthropic investors to sustain our work beyond 2026, when the American Rescue Plan Act dollars must be spent. So I want to recognize the St. Louis Community Foundation and our other national partners who have joined us on this journey towards sustaining economic equitable growth in our city. Please give them a hand. And one of the final things I want to talk about, which is critically important, in the years since we introduced you to SLDC's new brand, we have taken steps to proactively help shape that negative narrative that some of us may see and feel and even sense as we walk through our streets every day. We've worked on launching a new marketing program and a marketing campaign designed to shift that narrative from negative to positive by showcasing success stories and highlighting the great work by many of the nonprofit organizations and the businesses that are making our community and our economy strong in the city. Additionally, we are using the campaign to spread information about all of our services and resources that we are offering to stakeholders. So as you walk, drive, listen, see the billboards, we're making sure the word's getting out on all different platforms. And one special element that we have is a campaign in partnership with Fox 2 and KPLR 11, a monthly segment called Positively St. Louis, talking about the good news that's happening across our city every day. Because that negative narrative is detrimental to us all as St. Louisans, and it is not moving our city forward. So I challenge all of us to rethink how we reframe our headlines and encourage you to find and share more positive news than negative. And lastly, as we look into the future, I'm excited about what's next for SLDC and the new products coming online this month to advance home ownership opportunities and expand access to capital. We are putting the final touches on 3 new exciting products. We know interest rates are high. We know construction rates are high. We know labor is hard to find. And so the mayor and I are here to help deliver on providing some relief to those challenges. We have a down payment assistance program. We are allocating $3.8 million that will provide, wait, 1 second. This, you haven't heard the punchline yet. We are providing $3.8 million, setting that aside to provide forgivable grants to homeowners at 80% AMI or below, up to $50,000. Now that's the punchline. Y'all can clap. $50,000. And so through this program, We are, again, promoting home ownership opportunities in areas where we see appraisal gaps. Being able to focus on those HUD-qualified census tracts where mortgages have not been originated in decades. And we talk about why North St. Louis City, why areas of Southeast, because they are not able to contribute to their tax base because the current market does not allow them to. So when we invest these dollars in these areas, all of us rise. We also have 2 new revolving loan funds that will provide access to capital for small, women, minority-owned business enterprises at 4% interest rates. Now that deserves a hand clap. The mayor said if we're going to make money available, we got to make it affordable. And so we partner with the St. Louis Community Credit Union to provide short-term loans to small businesses and nonprofits to meet their immediate capacity and cash flow needs and to help them with their expansion as well. We've also invested another $2.5 million for our Contractors and Supplier Mobilization Fund. This will help with short-term loans to small construction contractors to build their capacity, providing them a bridge loan for cash flow, to assist them with payment processes, to help them cover the payroll, the supplies, the materials, the licensing, the bonding, all of the startup costs that are necessary to not only get in business, but to stay and grow their business as well. So we are partnering with RISE CDFI on this product to ensure that we're providing more equitable access to capital for critical development that's to come in the city of St. Louis. You can learn about many of these new products and stay in touch with SLDC on our new website, developstlouis.org. And as with any good website, it will continue to evolve over time. We are working diligently and taking in feedback on how to make it more user-friendly for everyone to be able to navigate the process and get access to the resources they need. So I encourage you to continue to follow us on our website, on our social media pages, to ensure that you have the latest information about our various programs. Whether you are a current or future homeowner, business owner, developer, community partner, or investor, SLDC has products and programs that are being built specifically for you that have never existed in the city before. And this is in partnership with the mayor's office, the Board of Aldermen, to make this possible. But in order to scale and sustain these products and programs, we need partnership from everyone. So SLDC stands ready to serve our neighborhoods to ensure that they have the resources to grow. Thank you all again for your time today. And as I look at this audience, I see so many sectors coming together to champion St. Louis, affirming that if we remain united, St. Louis will thrive. I'll say that again. If we remain united, St. Louis will thrive. I want you all to say that with me. If we remain united, St. Louis will thrive. So let's stick together and move the needle for our beloved city, starting with celebrating the accomplishments of this year's class of very special business owners, organizations, and individuals. Because united, we thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Right on, bro. Right on. There's no if, it's when. Let's do it right now. Get to it. All right, please note that this is the last call for business cards for our attendance prizes later. We have great prizes that we are giving away, which include 4 fantastic 5 combo ticket packs, courtesy of St. Louis Union Station, 4 field box seats, champion club passes, including food, beverages, and VIP parking, thanks to our very own St. Louis Cardinals. We also have a one-night stay at the Marriott St. Louis Grand Hotel, courtesy of the Marriott St. Louis Grand Hotel. Our fourth prize is a complimentary one-night stay at the 21C Museum and Hotel. There's only 6 of those in America. We got one right here. That's pretty cool. The SLDC team is walking through the room right now to collect those business cards. You don't want to leave early because, yes, you must be present to win. Got some good news now. We got a special person coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to just bring this woman up here. Please welcome to the stage the woman of the hour, the host of the 2023 Mayor's Business Luncheon, Mayor Tashara O. Jones. A pioneer, a little, come on, get up off your feet, St. Louis. It's the first time you've seen this. Mayor Jones, yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, y'all are too kind. Good afternoon, everyone. No, good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to see you and welcome you all to the 2023 Mayor's Business Luncheon. Thank you, Ty, for that warm introduction. And thank you, as always, to SLDC President and CEO, the fearless and fantastic Neil Richardson. I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody who works harder than him. He is a tireless advocate for our city and our communities on the regional, national, and world stage. I also want to extend my gratitude for all the SLDC employees who worked hard to make this event a success today, especially Ms. Donna Campbell, who's running around collecting everybody's business cards, as well as each of our sponsors. I also want to recognize my staff and cabinet who are seated at tables 6, 7, and 8. If you are part of the mayor's staff or cabinet, please wave. Every year, the Mayor's Business Luncheon is a place to lift up and celebrate the businesses and leaders that give St. Louis and its neighborhoods our distinct local character. Our awardees this year exemplify both St. Louis's entrepreneurial spirit as well as our collective drive to strengthen our city. For example, the Veterans Community Project supporting those who fought to defend our liberties and freedom, spearheaded by my friend and fellow recovering legislator, Jason Kander. BCP is working to eliminate veterans' homelessness. Or Doorways, a life-changing development and community health resource that works to improve the quality of life and health outcomes for those living with HIV and AIDS. Opal Jones is a godsend. The Urban Golf, yes, give her a round of applause. Also, Urban Golf of Greater St. Louis. Yes, where are my people from Urban Golf? Urban Golf has the potential to create a next generation of black and brown golf champions who I hope to see out on the course one day. Or Hotel 21C Museum St. Louis. It's a must-see new destination in downtown St. Louis with a lobby and curation of art that rivals many of our art museums, but not our St. Louis Art Museum. They cannot rival SLAM. And this year, the Mayor's Award goes to Bob Kramer's Marionettes. We tragically lost Bob to a fire earlier this year, but his legacy lives on in the generations of St. Louis school children who made his acclaimed studio their favorite field trip destination. I don't know about you, but I'm of a certain age where that was my favorite field trip when I was in school. Please keep his partner Doug and all who knew him and miss him in your prayers. And that's just to name a few. We have more. But this year's recipients highlight the immense talent and dedication of our business community, north and south of Del Mar, and how when we are united across identities, across geography, and across zip codes, we thrive. That's the vision that propelled me to seek the mayor's office, and it's the mantra I bring with me into City Hall every day. It's what pushes me to find new and innovative solutions to both old and new problems, staying laser focused on ways we can modernize city government to make it more responsive to the needs of all St. Louisans. See, at last year's luncheon, I spoke about my small business experience in the 90s when I opened a restaurant and bar called Sugar's Place on Euclid. And if you know, Sugar is my nickname that my family gives me. Suffice it to say, I found the food industry more brutal than politics. So hats off to all of our restaurateurs in the room today. But there's an element I didn't touch on last year, which is navigating the labyrinth of St. Louis's liquor license process and the difficulty of obtaining a license, which for so many of our local restaurants is key to profitability. Many of you in this room are probably already familiar, but for those who are not, St. Louis's liquor ordinances force business owners to gather signatures before any application is approved. I remember my dad and I, who's here today, my dad and I went door to door to gather signatures ourselves. St. Louis is the only city in our region, and after much research, likely the only city in the country that places so much stress on our small business owners to get a liquor license. We must be able to compete on a regional level, and we hear our small businesses when they say, these onerous laws make it difficult to thrive. Now, Sugar's opened more than 30 years ago. I know you can't see that by looking at me. And it's beyond the time for change. That's why my administration, after clearing the backlog of liquor license applications in consultation with small business owners, has proposed legislation to streamline this process. So if I can take a moment, I can take a moment with you, let's raise a glass. Get your glasses out. Let's raise a glass to cutting the red tape for our small businesses and restaurant owners. Cheers. And that's not all. While private industry is constantly evolving and adapting to the newest technological developments, city government often feels like it's stuck in the 19th century. In the Treasurer's office, I saw firsthand how outdated systems make it more difficult for city government to serve our residents while creating roadblocks for our small businesses. Even in the year of our Lord 2023, transmitting city payroll required a floppy disk. How many of you? Yeah, a floppy disk. It required a floppy disk up until earlier this year when we transitioned to a new system. But my administration is working to change that. This year, the city's Department of Personnel retired its typewriters. They began advertising jobs on social media, and we lifted the city's residency requirements. Modernization, plus a serious investment in our city's workforce with raises and retention incentives, makes St. Louis more competitive in hiring and retention. All of this work will make city government more responsive and efficient for everyone, no matter how you're engaging with city government, as a small business, as a resident, or as a visitor. So as you enjoy today's luncheon, please know that my administration is hard at work to lay a firm foundation to take our city into the future. This work isn't glamorous or sexy, but necessary in order to bring our government into the 21st century. So congratulations to all this year's awardees. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. My job is not glamorous or sexy either, but it needs to be done. And I still have a job Monday, according to the last text message, so let's go ahead and move this thing along. We appreciate you being here to the Business Luncheon 2023. Let's get to the point why we are here, to recognize the people who make this city go, to celebrate the companies and the individuals who have impacted our community over the past year. It's been a challenging year, but we're getting through it. We have award winners And as you hear your category, we encourage you, well, there's no encouragement, you better bring it behind up here because we got some stuff for you. Come quickly to the stage. Business Celebration Awards are a way of showing our appreciation for the contributors to the city businesses and community in St. Louis. Very grateful for all of you who have made that impact and choose to call the city home. Let's begin with our 2023 Business of the Year honorees. And the drum roll. No drum roll, all right. ASRI Geospatial Mapping. Our Business of the Year honoree is ASRI. ASRI is the global market leader in Geographic Information System, GIS software, location and intelligence and mapping. I'm gonna bring Neil and Mayor Jones back up here to recognize them as well. Since 1969, they have supported customers with geographic science and geospatial analytics, what we call the science of where. We take a geographic approach to problem solving brought to life by modern GIS technology. We are committed to using science and technology to build a sustainable world. Let's look at the video feature of this honoree.
Esri is the world's leading manufacturer of geographic information systems, or GIS software. How many of you have a map app on your smartphone and use that map to help navigate you to the mayor's luncheon, for example? That map data has to come from somewhere, and our software is used to help manage the information in that map. Some of our largest customers in St. Louis, the city of St. Louis, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, Spire, Ameren, the Metropolitan Sewer District, St. Louis University, Harris-Stowe State University, to name just a few here in the area. We are super excited about this award. It's almost like a renaissance for the city. This investment, the opportunity is provided by the growth of geospatial here in the city. We are so excited about what this means for the future of St. Louis, for the future of this region.
All right. You heard Mayor Jones mention the glamour and the stuff about the job. I asked 3 people, because you're supposed to fact check and pronunciations and all that stuff. Do never get people's names wrong or the name of their company. It's Esri, and I asked 3 people before I got up here, and I called it Asri. But if you do it with confidence, they believe it. We want to go ahead and recognize them. Please join me in congratulating Esri. Congratulations. Our next 2023 Mayor's Business Awards Luncheon category is for Corporate Champion of the Year. Please join me in recognizing Procter & Gamble. Now, Procter & Gamble Company, P&G, is an American multinational consumer goods corporation. P&G, well, they specialize in a wide range of personal health, consumer health, and hygiene products, including beauty, grooming, healthcare, fabric and home care, baby, feminine, and family care, all that stuff we need to live, right? P&G is the largest consumer goods company in the world. Let's go ahead and bring up P&G. They accept their award.
We produce a large number of leading home care brands that we distribute across North America. We have been producing P&G home care products in this site for almost 100 years, so actually since 1927. And we are very proud because in just 3 years we will be able to celebrate the 100 years of the site.
Being part of P&G is not just dedicated to the work, but it's also how we affect the community around us. We found a very strong obligation and sense of pride when we give back, not only in product, but also in our time. One of the big things we do is work with Annie Malone, which is a local nonprofit here in St. Louis. A lot of our managers here partner with Run for Women here in St. Louis. We partner with Ben Hill Elementary, where we do different entrepreneurial type workshops with them.
Obviously, we feel very honored, and this is a confirmation that we are working the talk when we discuss our aspiration to be an engine on driving equality and inclusion and improve the life of our consumers as well as the communities where we operate. And we feel very proud, and we believe that our partnership with the city of St. Louis is a success, and we are looking forward to keep partnering in the future.
Please welcome P&G to the stage as they accept their award. We appreciate them. Our next award category is for equitable and inclusive development. At this time, we would like to recognize our developer of the year, the 21C Museum and Hotel. This one's going to be one you're going to want to check out. Let's go. Roll the tape. Roll the tape. Tape don't lie.
21C Museum Hotel St. Louis is a contemporary art museum with the hotel. And along with the hotel, we have an amazing fine dining space. We have a fitness center. We have an outdoor space. 21C decided to take a very intentional approach at entering the St. Louis market. This property has a specific mission to make an impact and make a difference in communities using the infrastructure and the talent of the hotel. The works of art comes from all over the world. The art that's featured in this room has art from the local community. So all of these are St. Louis artists. So all 21Cs are focused on community and giving back. In our coffee shop, Good Press, we're supporting these organizations by giving $1 off of every iced coffee to go to that nonprofit organization of the month. And throughout this entire process, SLDC has been a huge piece of the puzzle to help us get across the finish line, getting our doors open so we can do some great things for the community. To know that we were getting honored in this way, the entire team really lit up.
Let's go and welcome 21C Museum and Hotel. Thank you for being St. Louis. We are glad to have you here. Congratulations. Glad you guys are here. Whoever kept that clap going, go and keep that thing going the rest of the night. Yeah, we'll end this thing on a strong note. That was great. That was better than a golf clap. Let's go to our next honoree. This one's our Development of the Year. Let's go and give a warm, big round of applause for the Veterans Community Village Project. A huge round of applause, please. They are our Developer of the Year.
So Veterans Community Project was a nonprofit organization that was founded by 5 combat veterans, and they decided to expand into multiple different areas. St. Louis, we're about 30 days out from housing our first veterans. We're transitional housing for individuals who are housing insecure. So that can be street homeless, that can be couch surfing, sleeping in their car. They're individualized home, they have a bathroom, they have a kitchen, they have a refrigerator, a stove, pots, pans, a bed, a TV, a lazy boy chair. We provide case management here where we have a 10-to-1 ratio. So for us, we have an 85% success rate into permanent housing. So we have 3 phases of homes. Our first phase consists of 20 homes. Our second phase will consist of 16 homes. Our third phase is 14 homes, but these homes are about 90% built by volunteers. We are extremely grateful. We are excited. It's such an honor to be selected as Development of the Year. An amazing team. I couldn't be more proud of the team, the volunteers, the community, the sponsors that have come together to make this project happen. And so I think it says a lot about who we have supporting us that we're being honored with this award.
We want to go ahead and welcome them up to the stage. They get 2 rounds of applause like everybody. Get 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! This is a wrestling territory, St. Louis. You guys, big wrestling city. Thank you very much for being here and your support. One more round of applause for them as we move forward. I know you guys have places to be, but you are in the place you need to be right now. We appreciate you being here. At this time, we will now recognize our Neighborhood Transformation Award winners. We're going to review this video of their great contributions to the St. Louis community, and we please ask you to hold your applause to the end while we read their names. First, the video.
These neighborhood businesses and organizations are transforming St. Louis.
One superstar has helped many individuals according to their need with housing, food, clothes, and other resources. Our philosophy is unity is the best community.
We offer improv classes, shows, and corporate workshops. We do shows every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Improv is all about team building. A lot of local organizations have taken advantage of our corporate workshops because they understand the benefit of teamwork and collaboration, and we absolutely love thriving in St. Louis, Missouri.
My husband and I came up with the idea to open a neighborhood cinema. We have a 50-seat indoor theater, and then we also have a 50-seat outdoor theater. Every neighborhood in St. Louis used to have its own movie theater. We're in the Beaver Mill neighborhood, and we are the neighborhood cinema.
Felix's Pizza Pub, we have pizza, trash rings, salads. We're home of the biggest slice in St. Louis. Our big slice is a quarter of an 18-inch pizza. For the community of Dogtown, it has been our home for about 20 years, and we absolutely love it.
Personal Touches by Janetta is a special event design, production, and a party rental company. We're looking to build a new conference center, retail at the bottom. I've always loved crafts, so I figure I can make some money off of this. Impeccable Consulting assists small businesses with resources that they need to grow their business. We're involved in two major projects, the Jefferson Arms and the Cervantes Convention Center. And we love so much that we're thriving within the city of St. Louis. What makes us unique is we are a Christian daycare. We are open from 6 a.m. to midnight. The parents absolutely love it. They travel from North County to Shreve Avenue. Working in St. Louis has been great for us.
We started April 10th of 2013, and we just celebrated 10 years in business. We produce about 40 varieties of beer a year, and we just started plans to open our second location up on Delmar. We employ 17 people in the neighborhood. We love doing business in St. Louis. Cheers.
We are Urban Candle. We specialize in hand-poured soy candles.
We specialize in custom candles. We make custom labels, we blend custom scents.
We love doing business in the city of St. Louis. We live in the city, and that's why we're Urban Candle.
El proyecto para inmigrantes e inmigrantes apoya la voz y la dignidad de las comunidades inmigrantes. También nos encargamos de una variedad de cosas, incluso asuntos de la naturalización, el asilo y los refugiados. Seguimos prósperos en San Luis desde el año 2011.
First Choice Home Health Care, we assist the elderly and disabled clients in hiring their loved ones, their friends and family, to come into their home to take care of them. It keeps them out of a nursing home. I love doing business in St. Louis. I picked the Walnut Park area because I live right down the street, and this is my neighborhood and community that I live in.
Southside Wine and Spirits is more than just a neighborhood bottle shop. It's also a wine bar that offers tasting and classes. This is where St. Louis gathers to celebrate wine. Cheers.
Marketing Group was established in 2009. We're right down here in historic Queens Landing. We're actually the largest lead generation agency in the United States. We employ over 500 people. And if there are ways in which we can help you grow your business, we'd love to be partners as well. Collier Brothers Auto Body. We've been around 77 years, still in the same family. Collision repair, dents, scratches, mirrors, headlights, tail lights, anything you might need like that in collision. And we love doing business in St. Louis.
Let's give all of our neighborhood transformation honorees a round of applause real quick before we decide to bring them on here and honor them with a picture with the mayor. See, that golf clapper is checked out. Maybe next time. All right, gonna move along. We want to thank them all, each one by one. Again, please hold your applause till we are done announcing all of the names of our neighborhood transformation winners. First, Arcade Cinema and Bar. 1 silver star. Please come up and get your recognition. Thank you very much. 1 silver star. Felix Pizza Pub. Urban Candle Company. She coming, she gonna get there. Thank you again for coming up. We appreciate it. Next, we have Urban Candle Company. No about that. Man, I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned. Can't trust everything in the prompter. Ask Ron Burgundy. Next, Improv Shop. I take that back. Alpha Brewing Company. After this picture, Alpha Brewing Company. Thank you, Urban Candle Company. Thank you very much for your support of the city of St. Louis.
Thank you so much.
And this is Alpha Brewing Company. Where's the beer?
Cheers.
See you here in about 10 minutes, partner. All right, up next, Improv Shop. Abstract Marketing, please come up. Now, we did tell you there was only one rule to follow, and that's make sure your phone was on. So if you just want to clap, you can clap. They're friends of yours, you know. That's great. Support them. That's great. Congratulations. Up next, Migrant and Immigrant Community Action. Please come up. Call Your Brother's Auto Body. Hopefully we got them both in here. Look, come on up, fellas. Little People's Learning Center, please come up. First Choice Home Health Care. And last but not least, Personal Touches by Janetta. Now, Janetta, I got a question. We got the same last name. A random guy came up to me at a gas station and said I had an aunt that says she swears she's my aunt. If it's you, congratulations. These are our 13 neighborhood transformation honorees. These are the people who are helping make our city grow and thrive, united together. It's a beautiful thing, and we can keep this thing going. Thank you, Janetta.
Thank you.
Why not us, St. Louis? Ask yourself that. Why not us? Let's do this thing. Let's give one last big round of applause to all of our neighborhood transformation honorees. Let's go. Put them together, please. Thank you. Next, we'll move to our Quality of Life Awards, our next 2023 Mayor's Business Awards Luncheon categories for quality of life. And I'm excited to introduce our honoree this year, Doorways, under the leadership of Miss Opal Jones. Let's take a look at the video featuring our honoree.
Where we're at right now is our brand new Jefferson Avenue campus. The entire campus is about $40 million, which has been a game changer for us and our ability to provide that quality of life for individuals living with HIV. We wanted to take this major investment and inject it into North St. Louis, where we felt it could do the most good. We had to do some swaps with land and so forth through LRA, and then SLDC helped us with a new markets tax credit deal that ultimately brought the financing of our headquarters into focus. We have 50 housing units on site. Co-located with that is brand new services around behavioral health, employment and career services. This work can be hard at times. It can be challenging. So to be recognized by other professionals in the field, but ultimately the mayor's office, that was a really special feeling for us at a time where we could use a little bit of a boost.
Please join us in welcoming to the stage Miss Opal Jones and congratulating Doorways. Miss Opal Jones, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Miss Jones. Now we move to our Mayor's Award. This year's honoree for the Mayor's Award is Bob Kramer's Marionettes. Let's take a look at the video.
When I was taken by gurney to the ambulance, I looked back and saw flames coming out of the roof of the building, and I thought, that's the end. But it was really just a new beginning.
Today is to remove as many bricks as we can to reveal what's been buried here. And we had over 800 puppets here at Bob Kramer's Marionettes, and so far 40 have been salvaged.
It's like an archaeological dig. A gal that we've known since she was a child, her family were great friends of ours, found this picture of the 3 singing tree stumps. And on the back was a quote of Bob Kramer's from 1965.
Absolutely.
And it said, I made my first marionette when I was 5 years old. I did puppet shows for schools and churches, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, blue and gold banquets. But my dream is to one day have a permanent puppet theater in St. Louis. And that indeed did happen. Now, the dream for the last 5 years is to have a permanent puppetry center in St. Louis. And this will be the focus of our work now, to create the center for children to come, have workshops, places to perform. When I received the phone call about the luncheon, and then this help in finding a location, it was overwhelming. I want to thank Mayor Tashara Jones and the people at St. Louis Development Corporation for their support. I can't tell you how much it means to me.
Here comes Bob. He's coming up here. Let's give him one more round of applause before we get to our next award, please. You can see in the video alone how passionate he is about the city, and he's like, when I got the call for the luncheon. How about that teacher, too? Our next award is Next Generation Leadership. It's our final award category for today. We're going to recognize a young entrepreneur who represents the next generation of leadership for our great city with a capital G. Please join us in recognizing Mr. Jerome Harris, CEO. Yeah, you know who he is, Jerome Harris, CEO of Urban Golf of St. Louis. Let's take a peek at that video real quick.
You know, I'm a kid that grew up in the Ville community, went to Wolves every day, was very community oriented. I just started playing golf. It was a sport that had intangible lessons like patience and, you know, being courteous and being honest. And so it has so many intangible lessons that I've extracted personally, and I also applied to, you know, curriculum and, you know, character development for my students. I love youth and, you know, developing youth, and so it's just a natural mix. And so Urban Golf exists. We teach the game of golf in a 6 to 8 week PE class where students get credit for. We also recruit them in our summer camp. We have, you know, a pretty big summer camp in partnership with St. Louis Parks and Rec. I received an email and I learned that I was receiving an award, and it was, to say honored was, you know, is an understatement. So very honored.
Come on up here, Jerome Harris Jr. Congratulations. You are the winner of our Next Generation Leadership Award from the Ville. Congratulations, congratulations. As we wrap up all of our award nominees and winners, or winners I should say, please congratulate all of the award winners at this year's 2023 Mayor's Business Luncheon. One big round of applause, please.
Congratulations, bro. Thank you. You're doing good work, man. You're doing good work.
All right, for those of you who had to get out of here, we appreciate you sticking around. We did, I mean, if you ain't on company time, you're doing it wrong. We do have some, now I got your attention. Before we close, one more round of applause, please, for everyone in this room who made this happen. City of St. Louis right here. It's a beautiful city, a world city. I don't know how we're going to pull this one off, but we're going to figure it out because we got 10 minutes. Before we close, Mayor Jones will conduct the drawings for our attendance prizes. So, Mayor Jones, can I get you to join me one more time up here, please? Now, our first drawing is for a complimentary overnight stay and parking here at the Marriott St. Louis Grand. It's going to be real simple. If you followed the rule about putting a business card in a bucket, then you're going to get it. And the winner is?
Peter Gunther, Vice President of Gunther Salt Company.
Peter Gunther. Come on, PG. So which one was this? This is, we got to make sure we give them the right one.
First one, you think? No.
Grand Union Station, right? Yeah, I think that's it. No? 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 Think you got something?
No, this is it. Here you go.
I'm about to say we might have to go Dumb and Dumber and get my IOU. It's as good as cash. All right, that one didn't work, whatever. Moving along. Our second prize, courtesy of St. Louis Union Station. 4 Fantastic 5 combo ticket packs. And the winner is...
Chris DePalma and Jim Hennessy from Urban Candle Company. You get 2 prizes today. Are they here? There they are. It's not fixed.
Congratulations to you too, again. Congratulations. Our third prize is 4 field box seats, Champion Club passes, including food, beverages, and VIP parking. All thanks to the St. Louis Cardinals. This year's winner is. They're going to be better next year.
Scott Tate from the St. Charles Regional Chamber. Scott, are you here? Had to get it back across the Missouri River, so. Keith Antone Willis.
You know Keith?
Yes, Keith. Keith ain't here either. Derek Langenkirk from Alpha Brewing Company. You know who you are. Yes. Sorry I butchered your name. Our award winners are winning again.
Man, you seen the bucket. I mean, you seen it. All right, I got you. We're picking up. They ain't rang the bell yet. Let's get this. Is our fourth and final prize. Complimentary one-night stay at the 21C Motel, or Museum rather, and Hotel. And the winner is Ty Hawkins, Fox 2 News, weekend morning anchor reporter. Let's go get our pick number.
Luke Ducey. Hey!
Come on up, Luke. Congratulations. This is going to be great. That one's pretty cool.
Yes, it is cool.
Thank you for doing this.
Anytime. Let's go!
Great. Thank you very much. Are we?
Go get your picture over there, bro. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Get the picture.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Awesome.
All right, we went 10 minutes over. Thank you, Mayor Jones, for coming back up. Thank you, everyone, for being here as we wrap this up. Thank you again to all of our sponsors, prize donors, and to all of you for joining us today and for being very important members of the team that is making St. Louis a great city we all love to live and work and play in. Stay safe as well. On behalf of Mayor Tashara Jones and the St. Louis Development Corporation, we hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for being here.